Under Fire, a sniper's story. A lone figure lay prone, camouflaged against the barren Afghan landscape. Sergeant Kyle, a US Army sniper, squinted through his scope, his heartbeat a metronome in the silent air. Hundreds of meters away, a Taliban commander barked orders, oblivious to the danger lurking in the hills. Kyle's crosshairs settled on the target, one shot, one kill. This was his world, a realm of precision and lethal efficiency. For Kyle, war was not a grand clash of armies, but a series of calculated encounters. His role as a sniper embodied this shift in military strategy. Gone were the days of massed infantry charges and sprawling battlefields. Modern warfare was a delicate dance of technology, intelligence, and surgical strikes. Kyle was a ghost, a whisper of death operating on the fringes of conventional combat. Kyle's story, though unique in its specifics, reflects a broader transformation in military thinking. The rise of asymmetrical warfare, with its emphasis on guerrilla tactics and non-state actors, has forced militaries to adapt. Traditional notions of overwhelming force have given way to more nuanced approaches, emphasizing agility, precision, and the exploitation of technology. Shifting sands of war from trenches to drones. The horrors of trench warfare in World War I etched a grim lesson into military minds. Brute force alone was no longer enough. The static lines, the relentless artillery barrages, the futile charges into machine gun fire all pointed to the need for new strategies. World War II brought blitzkrieg, a lightning war of maneuver and overwhelming firepower, but even this proved vulnerable to determined resistance. The Vietnam War, a quagmire of jungle warfare and elusive guerrilla tactics, further underscored the limitations of conventional approaches. The enemy, the Viet Cong, melted into the landscape, striking at will and disappearing into the dense undergrowth. American firepower, though immense, proved largely ineffective against such a foe. A new era of warfare had dawned, one where adaptability and cunning were paramount. Today, the battlefield has expanded beyond physical boundaries. The rise of cyber warfare, drone strikes, and sophisticated intelligence gathering has redefined the parameters of conflict. Battles are fought not just on land, sea, and air, but also in the digital realm, where information is both weapon and target. Boots on the ground. Adapting to urban warfare. The urban sprawl of Fallujah, Iraq, became a crucible for modern military tactics. In 2004, US Marines found themselves embroiled in a brutal house-to-house fight against insurgents. The narrow streets, the maze-like buildings, the constant threat of ambush all conspired to negate the Marines' traditional advantages. Lessons learned in Fallujah, and later in other urban battlegrounds like Mosul and Aleppo, highlighted the need for specialized training and equipment. Soldiers needed to be adept at close-quarters combat, skilled in the use of explosives and demolitions, and capable of operating in a highly fluid and chaotic environment. The line between civilian and combatant blurred, adding a moral and ethical dimension to the already complex equation. Urban warfare also underscored the importance of winning the hearts and minds of the local population. Alienating civilians could create more insurgents, fueling the cycle of violence. Military strategists realized that victory in such environments required not just tactical prowess, but also a deep understanding of the cultural and social dynamics at play. Section 4, the human factor, courage under fire. Sergeant Michael, a young squad leader in Afghanistan, stared death in the face. Pinned down by Taliban fire, his men scattered and wounded, Michael felt the cold grip of fear tighten around his chest. But in that crucible of combat, something remarkable happened. Fear gave way to resolve. Michael rallied his men, returning fire with a ferocity that surprised even himself. Michael's story, though extraordinary in its intensity, speaks to a fundamental truth about warfare. It is ultimately a human endeavor. Technology and strategy play vital roles, but the outcome of battles often hinges on the courage, resilience, and ingenuity of the soldiers on the ground. Their willingness to fight, to endure hardship, to push beyond their limits, can tip the scales of victory. The human factor in warfare extends beyond the physical realm. Psychological resilience, the ability to cope with stress, trauma, and loss, is essential for maintaining combat effectiveness. Modern militaries recognize this, providing extensive training and support to equip soldiers with the mental and emotional tools needed to navigate the horrors of war. Section 5, the fog of war intelligence and deception. In the annals of military history, few episodes illustrate the power of deception as vividly as Operation Fortitude, the elaborate Allied ruse that masked the true location of the D-Day landings in World War II. By creating a phantom army poised to strike at Calais, the Allies successfully diverted German attention away from Normandy, paving the way for the invasion's success. The fog of war, a term coined by Prussian military theorist Karl von Clausewitz, encapsulates the uncertainty and confusion inherent in armed conflict. Information is often incomplete, unreliable, or deliberately misleading. The ability to pierce this fog, to gather accurate intelligence and to mislead the enemy can be decisive. Modern technology has revolutionized intelligence gathering. Satellites, drones, and sophisticated surveillance systems provide a wealth of data, but the challenge lies in sifting through this deluge of information to glean actionable insights. Moreover, adversaries are constantly adapting, employing countermeasures and disinformation campaigns to muddy the waters and protect their secrets. Section 6, evolving strategies, enduring conflicts. From the mud-soaked trenches of World War I to the drone-filled skies of the 21st century, military strategy has undergone a dramatic transformation. Technology has reshaped the battlefield, while the nature of conflict itself has evolved, with non-state actors and unconventional tactics playing increasingly prominent roles. Yet, amidst this evolution, some fundamental truths endure. The human element remains central to warfare. The courage, resilience, and adaptability of soldiers on the ground continue to shape the course of battles. Moreover, the fog of war persists, demanding that commanders make critical decisions with incomplete information, relying on intuition, experience, and often a healthy dose of calculated risk. As conflicts continue to erupt across the globe, military strategists grapple with the challenge of adapting to ever-changing circumstances. The lessons learned from past conflicts, from the horrors of trench warfare to the complexities of urban combat, inform present-day thinking. But the future of warfare remains uncertain. One thing is clear: the quest for more effective, more humane, and ultimately more successful strategies will continue to drive military innovation for generations to come.